become the highest-selling commercial aircraft until surpassed by the competing Airbus A320 family in October 2019, but maintains the record in total deliveries. 24. The fuselage is manufactured in Wichita, Kansas, by Boeing spin-off company Spirit AeroSystems, before being moved by rail to Renton. 25. Generations and variants. 737 Original, first generation. The Boeing 737 Original is the name given to the -100/200 and -200 advanced series of the Boeing 737 family. 737-100. The first Boeing 737-130 used as prototype and later operated by NASA. The initial model was the 737-100, the smallest variant of the 737 aircraft family, which was launched in February 1965 and entered service with Lufthansa in February 1968. In 1968, its unit cost was $3.7 M, 1968, $28.8 million today. A total of 37 737-100s were ordered, 22 by Lufthansa, 5 by Malaysia Singapore Airlines, MSA, and 2 by Avianca, with final commercial aircraft delivered to MSA on the 31st of October, 1969. The first aircraft used by Boeing as prototype under registration N73700 was later ordered by and delivered to NASA on the 26th of July, 1973, which then operated it under registration N515 and retired after 30 years on the 27th of September, 2003. This was the last operated 737-100 and is the only remaining worldwide, which is on static display in the Museum of Flight in Seattle. 27. 28. The original engine nacelles incorporated thrust reversers taken from the 727 outboard nacelles. They proved to be relatively ineffective and tended to lift the aircraft up off the runway when deployed. This reduced the downforce on the main wheels, thereby reducing the effectiveness of the wheel brakes. In 1968, an improvement to the thrust reversal system was introduced. 29. A 48-inch tailpipe extension was added and new target-style thrust reversers were incorporated. The thrust reverser doors were set 35 degrees away from the vertical to allow the exhaust to be deflected inboard and over the wings and outboard and under the wings. The improvement became standard on all aircraft after March 1969, and a retrofit was provided for active aircraft. Longer nacelle forward/wing fairings were introduced, and the airflow over the flaps and slats was improved. The production line also introduced an improvement to the flap system, allowing increased use during takeoff and landing. All these changes gave the aircraft a boost to payload and range, and improved short-field performance. 15. 737-200. The 737-200 was a 737-100 with an extended fuselage, launched by an order from United Airlines in 1965 and entered service with the launch customer in April 1968. Its unit cost was $4.0 M, 1968, $31.2 million today. The -200s unit cost was $5.2 M, 1972, $33.7 million today. The 737-200 Advanced is an improved version of the -200, introduced into service by All Nippon Airways on the 20th of May, 1971. 22. After aircraft #135. The 737-200 Advanced has improved aerodynamics, automatic wheel brakes, more powerful engines, more fuel capacity, and hence a 15% increase in payload and range over the original -200S and the 737-200 was brought into service by United Airlines on April 28, 1968. Several Canadian airlines still use the 737-200 due to its gravel runway capabilities. The Boeing unpaved strip kit, gravel kit, included a gravel deflector on the nose gear and a vortex dissipator extending from the front of the engine. Respectively -100S. 1731. The 737-200 Advanced became the production standard in June 1971. 32. Boeing also provided the 737-200C Combi, which allowed for conversion between passenger and cargo use, and the 737-200QC Quick Change, which facilitated a rapid conversion between roles. The 1,095th and last delivery of a -200 series aircraft was in August 1988 to Xiamen Airlines. 1. 33, 19737-200S, designated T-43, were used to train aircraft navigators for the U.S. Air Force. Some were modified into CT-43S, which are used to transport passengers, and one was modified as the NT-43, a radar test bed. The first was delivered on the 31st of July 1973, and the last on the 19th of July 1974. The Indonesian Air Force ordered 3 modified 737-200S designated Boeing 737-2X9 Surveyor. They were used as maritime reconnaissance, MPA, forward/transport aircraft, fitted with SLAMMAR, side-looking multi-mission airborne radar. The aircraft were delivered between May 1982 and October 1983. 34. After 40 years, in March 2008, the final 737-200 aircraft in the U.S. flying scheduled passenger service were phased out with the last flights of Aloha Airlines. 35. As of 2018, the variant still saw regular service through North American charter operators such as Sierra Pacific Airlines. 36. With the improved short-field capabilities of the 737-200, Boeing offered the option of the gravel kit modification features preventing foreign object damage, which enables this aircraft to operate on remote, unimproved or unpaved runways, such as gravel runways, that other similarly sized jetliners cannot. 37. Until retiring its -200 fleet in 2007, Alaska Airlines used this option for some of its Combi aircraft rural operations to serve many unimproved runways in Alaska. 38. 39. Gravel-kitted 737-200 Combis are still used by Canadian North, which is due to retire their last one in early 2023. 40. Air Inuit, Nolina Aviation and Crono Aviation in northern Canada, where gravel runways are common. As of October 2020, there were 77 Boeing 737-200s in service. 41. 737 Classic, second generation. The Boeing 737 Classic is the name given to the 737-300/400/500 series after the introduction of the -600/700/800/900 series of the Boeing 737 family. 42. Produced from 1984 to 2000. A total of 1,988 Classic series were delivered. 43. Close to the next major upgrade of single-aisle aircraft at Airbus and Boeing. The price of jet fuel reached a peak in 2008, when airlines devoted 40% of the retail price of an air ticket to pay for fuel, versus 15% in 2000.44-45. Consequently, in that year, carriers retired Boeing 737 classic aircraft to reduce fuel consumption. Replacements consisted of more efficient 737 next generation or A320 family aircraft. On the 4th of June, 2008, United Airlines announced it would retire all 94 of its classic 737 aircraft, 64 737 to 330 737 to 500 aircraft, replacing them with A320 family jets taken from its TED subsidiary, which has been shut down. 46, 47, 48. This intensified the competition between the two giant aircraft manufacturers, which has since become a duopoly competition. An optional upgrade with winglets became available for the classic ending series. The 737-300 can be retrofitted with aviation partners. Boeing winglets. The 737-300 retrofitted with winglets is designated the -300 SP, Special Performance. WestJet was to launch the 737-600 with winglets, but dropped them in 2006. 49. 737-300. 737-300 with wider CFM56 turbofans introduced by US Air on November 28, 1984. Development began in 1979 for the 737's first major revision, which was originally introduced as the new generation of 737-50. Boeing wanted to increase capacity and range, incorporating improvements to upgrade the aircraft to modern specifications, while also retaining commonality with previous 737 variants. In 1980, preliminary aircraft specifications of variant, dubbed 737-300, were released at the Farnborough Airshow. 51. This first major upgrade series was later renamed 737 Classic. It competed primarily with the MD-80, its later derivative the MD-90, and the newcomer Airbus A320 family. Boeing engineer Mark Gregor led a design team, which cooperated with CFM International to select, modify and deploy a new engine and nacelle that would make the 737-300 into a viable aircraft. They chose the CFM56-3B1 high bypass turbofan engine to power the aircraft, which yielded significant gains in fuel economy and a reduction in noise. Butyl supposed an engine.
Okay. Now the computer had crashed, and I'm close to crash, so just reboot. And we open the door because it's very hot. But normally I don't do that because I have living in a small apartment. I have people living around me. So just open again the computer, take a walk. I'm going to make a video in English about Boeing 737. I have some, but that's like 2 weeks ago. I'm very sleepy because it's always so hot in my apartment, and I'm always so sleepy, and it's always so hot. Super hot in my apartment, and I'm super sleepy always, so sometimes I can barely stay awake. So this is maybe my computer is crashing because it's getting too hot. But I have to continue my life. Just have to continue my life how it is. I'm not just giving up my life because my life is stupid. I just pay all my bills today and $1,000 to my debt. So actually I'm out of money again. But today I made a final payment to 2 big loans. So next month I will have $400 more. So just wait for the next month. No, I have a low pension and I'm low money. I cannot change that because I only have my pension and a little bit YouTube money. I cannot make magic and have many $100,000. I could maybe get some more YouTube money, but I don't think I'm not going to. If you like to make a lot of YouTube money, probably should make some other kind of video than this. No, we cannot open the doors now because I'm reading this and this makes a lot of noise. I have some Danish videos about Kalahari deserts. Yes, I have a problem to stay awake because I'm so sleepy. I'm so sleepy always, and it's so hot in my apartments. And I'm always tired. But this is how it is. Always so hot in my apartment, and I'm sleepy. I will log in again. I will log in and open again. We have to wait 2 minutes, but I like to read about this. I love this aircraft because I like aircrafts. We have to wait 2 minutes because this computer is 5 years old. I will buy a better computer later. But because of this inflation, the price of the computer not dropping, the price of the computer not drops like in old days when you had some computers. The price drops every month. But now, because of the inflation, the price is actually kind of raising. But you can get low price computers, but these computers are very old. We are the 13th Intel Core 13th generation, and they're trying to selling 11th generation, very high price, like $1,000. I'm not paying $1,000 at 11 Intel Core 11th generation. That's like two generations too old. And you cannot buy the new 13th generation. That's super expensive. Costs like $3,000. Now I can open there. So now the auto reading should work again